9 o'clock ORCA motions calendar. Let me call the calendar and see who we have with us this morning. Position number 1, Kelvin Curry. Good morning, Mr. Curry. Have you spoken with your attorney, Mr. Winters? Okay, it's my understanding that he's been called for trial in another matter. As such, we'll have to continue this. Is that your understanding, Ms. Waldrop?
That is my understanding, Judge.
Okay, so we appreciate you being here this morning, Mr. Curry. We'll further notice you to another motions calendar. All right, you have a good day, sir.
And Judge, if I may, can I suggest maybe just further noticing it to the trial calendar and then having motions heard before trial?
Okay, the only other trial calendar that we'll be having for my ORCA will be in June. So we already have about 90 cases on that calendar.
Well, then I guess we'll just put it on the motions calendar and I'll reserve everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Curry. You have a good day. Position number 2, Claire Iverson.
And Your Honor, Attorney Hirsch is on the way, so we will hold for his report, but I think we're getting close to the resolution.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Waldrop, your microphone is not on, although I do hear you.
Sorry, I just said we'll hold for Attorney Hirsch's report.
Thank you.
Position number 3, Richard McInnes.
And Judge, we have a plea for your consideration this morning on that case.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Zimmerman.
Good morning, Judge. Yes, that's correct. We have a negotiated plea, and Mr. McInnes and his father are present on the Zoom.
Okay, very good. As soon as I get the paperwork, we'll take that plea. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Position number 4, Matthew McMullen.
Well, Your Honor, Greg Willis here, Mr. McMullen. He's here from out of state, and we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Birch, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. The state will be asking for continuance on this case due to the primary arresting officer who conducted the DUI investigation in this case, Officer John Head with Sandy Springs Police Department, is out on extended medical leave right now.
Okay. Let me get back to that. Let me finish the calendar and I'll
Okay.
speak with you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position number 5, Jonathan Perry.
Yes, I spoke with defense attorney Julie Kurt. She is the city solicitor for the city of Jonesboro, Georgia, and she actually is having to prosecute traffic court today. So she filed a conflict into that case, Your Honor.
Okay, that'll also be further notice to a further motions calendar. Do we have Mr. Zimmerman's paperwork? If I can get him,
Yes, Judge, it
Done
was sent
first.
through DocuSign, so it
Okay.
should be in the inbox of state.orca.
okay.
I'll double check.
Let me take that first so that I can, we can do that fairly quickly.
And I just sent it to you. as well.
Excuse me, Mr. Birch, I got, a motion for continuance on position number 2, Ms. Waldrop's case. Did you file a motion? And if you did, can I get a copy of it? I don't have it, is all I'm saying.
I have not filed a motion, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Okay, so as soon as I get that paperwork, we're apparently having some technical issues in court, so I'll get with you as soon as I can, Mr. McKinnon and Mr. Zimmerman.
Just for clarification, Your Honor. In this case, State of Georgia versus Matthew McMullen, position 4 on today's calendar. I did file a motion for continuance on this count on the last time this appeared in the November motions calendar for the exact same reason, with the exact same officer on extended medical leave. So this is really just a continuation of the previous filing.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me go ahead and take this case up. Position number 4, Matthew McMullen's case 20 CR 002216E. Present for the state is,
Sorry, James Birch for the state, Your Honor.
and present for the defendant is,
Greg Willis, Your Honor, my bar number 7666417.
thank you, Mr. Willis. Let's see, you can proceed, Mr. Birch.
Yes, Your Honor. So the arresting officer in this case who conducted the DUI investigation is Sandy Springs Officer John Head. He was injured in early 2023. He was struck by a car in the line of duty. And so he actually is going through some significant spinal trauma. He has been in the Shepherd Center for coming up on a year now. We have had to continue all of his cases. He was the primary DUI investigator for the Sandy Springs Police Department at the time that he was injured in the line of duty. And we attempted to subpoena him again through the normal services. Captain Bohannon with the Sandy Springs Police Department reached out to us, told us he's still on extended medical leave. They don't currently have a date that he'll be able to return. They're just hoping that his recovery gets an uptick. And so in response to that, the state has actually reached out to the defense and offered a reduction in this case. But it seems like as of now, they're unwilling to accept that. And so that's where we are right now. We're kind of at a stalemate until we have our officer. We're unable to move forward.
Okay. And there's no indication of when he is going to be
I have
back
not,
at work.
I have not heard anything from Captain Bohannon in Sandy Springs, Your Honor.
Okay, and tell me again, when did you last speak with the captain?
We spoke to him on Monday.
On Monday?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and when did you let Mr. Wills know?
He and I talked yesterday.
All right. Yes,
Your Honor, there were 3 officers involved in this case. So there was a stopping officer, Officer Seeking, there's also Officer Head, and then another officer that I don't know if I've ever been told who that was.
I can hear him, but is he at a microphone?
yes, we'll get him to turn it
Sorry,
on.
Ms. Carter. Can you hear me now?
That's about the same, but maybe if you step closer. I do hear you though.
Can you hear me now, Ms. Carter?
Much better, thank you.
Sorry. So, Your Honor, there was more than one officer present that night, and I don't see any officers here from Sandy Springs Police Department, first of all. So if they're going to have a motion hearing, that they should have all their officers present unless they've got a reason not to be here. But more importantly, Your Honor, this arrest happened in December of 2018. So we're talking about over 5 years ago at this point. I have been told by the state that all the videos have been destroyed in this case, and they don't have any video evidence to go forward on. My understanding from the court docket is that this case was transferred from Judge Morrison to the ORCA court. Well, we made a court appearance on April 4th, 2023. It was a jury trial calendar where she required us to be there. My client flew in from Alabama on that date. We had court that morning. The state asked for a continuance, and just like today, the state did not file a motion for continuance or notify me at all prior to that court date. On 12/14, we had a court date scheduled. My client flew in because we did not get released until 3:37 p.m. on 12/13. So in other words, the day before the court appearance, we were released by email at 3:37 p.m. and my client had already begun his travels to arrive in Atlanta. So he traveled here also on that date, and then he's here again today. And there is no motion for continuance filed, no notice to me and my client ahead of time to notify of this. And from the beginning of this case in Judge Morrison's courtroom, I told them my client lives out of state and he was inconvenienced that first time. So they've known for over a year that my client was traveling from out of state for these court appearances. And Judge, your question pretty much hit the nail on the head as far as what is required under 17-825. The statute requires, in order to get a continuance for a witness who's not present or absent in court, the requirement is that the applicant expects he will be able to procure the testimony of the witness at the next term of the court. Well, we know that has not been true since April of 2023. So that there have been 4 terms of court that have passed since then. And I would ask the court to grant the motions. It's a pre-Elliott breath test case where every judge in Fulton County that I'm aware of has suppressed the breath test in these cases. And I would ask the court to grant all of our motions that have been filed in this case, including one in regards to the stop. And the stopping officer is not present here either. So John Head couldn't even satisfy that requirement in my motions.
Yes, Your Honor, in the code section that defense counsel reference 17-825 apply specifically to trial calendars. And we're here today for a motions calendar. As for the previous motions where they were supposedly released hours before they had to be in court, that motion was filed on November 27th, and they weren't required to be here until December 14th. And so there was more than adequate notice. I was very clear with Mr. Willis over the phone yesterday. He's aware, he has multiple cases involving Officer Head. He's fully aware of what's going on with Officer Head. And so I would just ask you to grant the motion for continuance in this case.
Okay. I mean, I can see the issues on both sides, the inconvenience on your client, him wanting to put this behind him after 5 years. We already have one specially set case on the June trial calendar, I believe. And I believe I set that for the first Tuesday. That's a 2-week trial calendar. What I'll think that I'll do so that we'll get this behind him one way or another is that I'll give you all till June. Hopefully he will be available by that time. If he's not, we're gonna have to move the case forward one way or another. I again don't know anything about what's going on as far as what the state's gonna present or what. But I will give your client a date specific so he doesn't have to come back here again. I will have motions on that Thursday. We'll get you we will get you the actual date. We'll start at 9 o'clock with hearing any motions. And then if necessary, we'll go straight into the trial. So that should make a date certain that we're gonna have an end to this, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and that's going to be we'll get you the dates, but it'll be the second week of June, I believe it is. Okay,
And Your Honor, can I pull my lead? For some reason, I had thought we had a conflict and obviously I may be incorrect what date you're talking about, but we had a conflict on a motions date for June that was given to me at least on one or two of the other ORCA calendars.
I'll work with you if you need another date, because that's a 2-week trial calendar and it covers half the month, so hopefully we can fit you in somewhere.
He does have a set June motions calendar that he might not be able. That he is lead for, is that my understanding? Yeah.
What was the date, Your Honor?
For the June calendar, the trial calendar?
Correct.
It's June 11th.
It starts on the 11th that week, and the second week is what week?
24th.
24th.
Okay, so either the week of the 11th or the 24th.
All right, let me just pull my leave.
The 11th is normally calendar call. We start trials on the Wednesday. And we have.
And I have a leave for the 12th through the 14th and the 17th through the 21st of June.
So then the week of the 24 would be it.
Okay, so the week of the 24th, that is the 24th, that Tuesday?
That's the Monday.
Oh, so Tuesday, was that 25th? You're available on the 25th?
Well, I've got conflicts every day, but Your Honor, sure, this would certainly be as a 2018 case, it's going to be number one on my calendar, I guarantee it.
All right, so we'll put you down as a date certain on that Tuesday, again, with motions at 9 and if necessary, the trial to immediately follow.
And this is the 25th is what I'm understanding.
Yes.
Tuesday, the 25th at 9 a.m.
Is that everyone's understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. McMullen, I'm sorry that you have to keep coming. Hopefully that'll be the last time and we'll get this behind you, okay?
And Your Honor, can we be excused?
Yes, have a good day, Mr.
Thank you,
Good to
sir.
see
Good
you as
to see you.
always. I don't know. Tell me again what case that is.
So you have a client on the 20th, correct? That you filed a legal absence for?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't see one on the 20th.
So you have, yeah, you have a motion set for June 20th at 9:00 AM for another defendant.
Before me?
If the 20th is a Thursday. Are you familiar with it?
I am not, it's not on my calendar, but my staff could have that on their calendar, just haven't transferred it to mine yet, possibly.
Get back with us. If there's a problem, we will.
Can you tell me the last name?
Alex.
Okay. All right. I'll look that up. Thank you so much.
Okay, nothing further. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's see, we have been able to get the paperwork in the other case? Oh, thank you. Good morning again, Mr. McInnes. Can you unmute yourself for me, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can place your hand down.
Judge, he's in Oregon. It's 6 a.m. there, so he's doing well this morning.
Well, it's 9 a.m. here and I'm doing well too. Whenever you're ready, Ms. Waldron.
Yes, Judge. Your Honor, Mr. McInnes, this is position number 3 on your calendar. He will be pleading to 1 count of reckless driving. The negotiated sentence on that count is 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served of 1 day with the balance on probation, for him to pay a $1,000 fine, complete 40 hours of community service, risk reduction, and alcohol and drug evaluation and any treatment deemed necessary, as well as a victim impact panel. It is my understanding that he has completed everything with the exception of the payment of the fine. I did receive that documentation from Attorney Zimmerman yesterday evening. And we did agree that probation could terminate upon successful completion. Counsel, do you stipulate to a factual basis, venue, and identification for purposes of the plea?
We do.
And Your Honor, I will tender a null pros on the remaining counts, nothing further from the state.
Okay, Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, Judge. This is an old case as well, as you're aware. He is currently, he's about to be 22 years old. He is currently living and working and going to school in Oregon. I think based on what, what our motions were, this is a very fair resolution. He is tendering a nolo contendere plea to this charge, and we respectfully ask Your Honor to accept it. His father is online with us. You might see Jeff McInnes in the picture as well. He's prepared to come down and pay the fine instanter as soon as we're through the proceedings. So that would conclude everything. I did supply all the documentation to the prosecutor, but if I need to send them to Ms. Bolton or anything like that, I'm happy to forward that. It'd take me less than 10 seconds to do that as well. Good morning, Ms. Bolton.
Good morning.
Okay, anything further before I take the plea? All right, Mr. McInnes, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 007606F, you wish to plead nolo to reckless driving, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, pleading nolo to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead nolo?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll accept the nolo plea as negotiated if once you get the remainder of the terms complete, the probation will terminate. So I'm not sure how it actually works, Ms. Waldrop, if you actually have to present the documents to probation so that they can terminate you. I probably think that that's probably what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to check in with probation at least one time, present them with the documents, make sure that they are in compliance with what probation probation needs. And once they sign off on it, he'll be done. He can do that either over the phone or some other electronic way.
Judge, will he do an online communication with the intake person this morning, or will they just contact him?
I'll give you all where you need to contact probation. So he'll have to contact them. If he has everything prepared, if he has a receipt for the fine, then he can transmit that to them on his first visit, and hopefully that will conclude the matter.
Perfect.
Okay? So we'll get you that information this morning. Okay?
Okay, so y'all just gonna email that to?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
You'll get it from Miss. Okay, yes, you'll receive it.
All
Okay?
right, thank you.
All
Judge,
right.
that'll complete our business. May we all be excused?
Yes, you all have a good rest of your day. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
you as well. Bye-bye.
Okay, aside from Mr. Hirsch's case, I think that we're done. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you for holding for me. May I just have a few minutes with Ms. Waldrop?
Okay, court will be in recess until you all are ready.
Thank you. Your Honor, I think we're gonna have a negotiated plea this morning for the court's consideration.
Okay,
If I can grab the paperwork, get it signed up. Is there paperwork?
I can send it to you by DocuSign. If you have a computer. If
Um,
not, we'll pronounce something.
Sorry.
Okay.
I have a new phone and my email's not set up yet. position. To me, which my recollection is the best part I ever had. When that one was the other year, I think I bought a dozen models for like $250. I have 3 left. So I'm actually trying to get a ORCA's Heritage collection. I think I have 5 left to go. Of course, those are your only ones.
Yeah,
I don't have.
yeah.
Okay, are we ready to proceed on the Iverson matter?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Iverson. If you can just come over here for me to the council. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Walter?
And yes, Judge, this is position number 2 on your calendar. Ms. Iverson is pleading to 1 count of reckless driving, the failure to report striking a fixed object and failure to maintain lane will merge. And the state will tender a null cross on count 1, the DUI less safe. And Your Honor, pursuant to a negotiated plea, the state's recommendation is 12 months, credit for time served of 1 day with the balance on probation, for the defendant to pay a $1,000 fine, complete 110 hours of community service, risk reduction, and alcohol and drug evaluation, and any treatment deemed necessary, as well as a victim impact panel. We did agree that the defendant would provide proof from insurance of all settled claims, as well as pay restitution in the amount of $500 to Diana Arias. And then we did agree that upon successful completion, that this probation may terminate. Your Honor, with respect to the conditions, it's my understanding that she has completed 110 hours of community service, that she did complete an alcohol drug evaluation, and the treatment that was recommended was that she complete the DUI school, which is the risk reduction. So that's still outstanding. And then the victim impact panel and the $1,000 fine are the other conditions in addition to the restitution and the proof of insurance that she'll still need to complete. Counsel, do you stipulate to a factual basis, venue, and identification for purposes of the plea?
Yes.
Nothing further from the state judge.
Mr. Hirsch?
Your Honor, I just ask you to accept the plea as negotiated. Ms. Iverson is now, next month she'll be 48. This event happened a little over 4 years ago, and she has no prior history prior to that, and she's had nothing in the last 4 years. In way of explanation, not excuse, on the night that this occurred, for 10 years, her and her husband, who's present in court, tried to have children. They went through fertility treatment. Finally, they were blessed. And she had given birth to her second child, maybe about 4 months prior to this incident. She had just gotten back from maternity leave and the boss took them all out for drinks. Since then, I've talked with them about Uber. But in any event, Your Honor, this was an isolated incident. Given all the facts and circumstances, I think that this is a good resolution to the case, and Ms. Iverson is extremely appreciative to the state for reducing the charge. She understands this could have gone a different way. She asked you to accept it as negotiated. I can tell you in the about 5 years I've known Ms. Iverson, I feel extremely comfortable, I don't say this often, that you will not be seeing her again.
Ms. Iverson, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 006764E, you wish to plead guilty to reckless driving. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I am, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
I do, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. We'll give you where you need to report to probation today, Ms. Iverson. I ask that you report within the next 2 weeks. As soon as you complete the remaining terms, and I'm very appreciative that you've gone ahead and gotten some of these things done. As soon as you complete the remaining terms, the probation will terminate. So the sooner you complete it, the sooner that you'll have all this behind you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anything further?
So she will not meet with intake officer today. She'll get
No,
a, okay.
we'll give her where she needs to go, and We do that by, we can either give you a hard copy or you can take a photograph if you want.
Okay,
Okay, they'll get that
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you, Your Honor. After I receive a copy of the sentence, may we be excused?
Have a good rest of your day. Okay, I think that completes the 9 o'clock calendar. Are there any announcements do we know on tomorrow's calendar? If not, that's fine. I just want. no.
I don't have one. I think
Okay.
the first position on the calendar should be argument only. So won't be any testimony
Okay,
for that one.
And the second position will be going forward.
okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'll see you all first thing in the morning. Have a good rest of your day.